New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Frankfort Township Board of Education has caused advance notice of this meeting and general agenda to be submitted for publishing in the official newspapers as well as district and municipal offices on May 19th, 2025. This meeting may be recorded for subsequent public broadcast. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Kate Allen. Yes. Jesse Vaughn.
Yes.
Jamie Armando.
Yes.
Caitlin Fredo.
Yes.
Mandy Just. You look nice.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so recognitions and presentations. We have a student of the marking period in middle school. Not yet. Oh, marking period 1. I thought that we had one student. Okay, staff member of the month. Would anyone, is it? We could read the staff member of the month. We would like to nominate Mr. Mike Lombardo as staff member of the month for September 2025. Mike has taken on the outside field maintenance responsibilities this year and has done an outstanding job taking care of the field hockey field as well as the school grounds. This is a new position for Mike this year and he embraced it full-heartedly. He takes great pride in his work to make sure everything looks great. Lining the field hockey field is not an easy task and all the old markers were not able to be found. So he had to mark it out all from scratch and he did a fantastic job. Not only does he do an outstanding job lining the fields, but he keeps the grass well manicured for the team. In addition, Mike will do anything you ask him to do, and he will do it as soon as he can. For example, I asked him just this morning to line one of the PE fields for me, and he said absolutely. And when he got a free moment, he lined it for me. He goes above and beyond to make sure the outside grounds are well maintained. His hard work and effort do not go unnoticed, and the pride he puts into his work is much appreciated by all. And you were nominated by Lori Ecker. And Annie Pitt.
Good job, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. You too. Superintendent and principal section.
Okay. So we're off to a great year of school. I think the last time we met, we had our preschool and kindergarten orientation coming up. So that went very well. Since then, we had our back to school night, right? We tried the new format this year, 2 nights into one. You know, all things considered, I think it was a success. We did put a survey out to the staff, and there's been a lot of good feedback on that. So, like looking ahead to next year, you know, maybe making some adjustments to make it, you know, potentially even better. So it was a nice turnout, and I think that was just a great, you know, evening for all that were involved. Looking ahead, we're forming a Veterans Day committee, which is November 11th. Last year, I think we had our first Veterans Day ceremony here. So,
Is that led by Mrs. Tavares?
Yep. So Mrs. Tavares had a big piece of it. So we have our first, you know, staff meeting Wednesday to start planning this ceremony. It was where we have veterans come in, you know, signs, just everybody kind of made it a really great thing. Other than that, if you look at all the great things coming up, we have fire prevention in October, of course, our week of respect. You know, we're closed for Teacher Service Day on the 13th. Thank you to Dr. Mealy for once again putting together a great day of learning, inviting many people from all over the county to come visit our school and learn. And just this year, very proud of this as well. We're having the 6th through 10th grade teachers are all going to High Point, Lafayette, Sussex Wantage, Frankfort, obviously, and Montague. I think that's a big hurdle, a big stepping stone. They're all going to get together, you know, and the ultimate goal, obviously, with articulation is when they get to High Point, they're all speaking that, they're all learning the same way of doing things, right? Frankfurt's not technically going to be doing it different than Montague and Lafayette, so the same terminology. So that'll be a great first step on the 13th coming up. And then we have the next day, 8th grade is going to tour High Point. But other than that, I think it's all positive, great start to the school year, and we're going to keep it going. So thank you.
Awesome. Mr. Sylvester.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, we were able to complete our 24-25 HIV self-assessment. We scored 75 out of 78. It involved a parent of the community, 2 staff members, myself, Mr. Newman, our guidance counselors who are anti-bullying specialists. And we go through the rubric as a school and where we meet, exceed, or potentially fall short. One area in which we quote unquote fell short is training volunteers. To meet or exceed that requirement, you have to train every volunteer that comes through that building. That's pretty impossible, especially with a district that has a PTA that's so involved. We did speak about potentially setting up a virtual training where we could just screencastify or screen record a training, send it out, and then in order to volunteer at an event, you verify that you have watched or been quote unquote trained, kind of like vector training for anybody who is familiar with that. We also looked at, and that kind of fell into this other category, community understanding. Not sure if anybody has really ever sent anything out to the community saying, do you understand HIV law? Do you know what it means? Do you know what it is, for example? And again, that kind of fell under that training volunteers idea. And then a data analysis, really just kind of a data walk. What are our HIBs mainly about? Who do they happen to? Where do they happen? When do they happen? To see if we could find maybe some hot buttons or maybe some hot areas in the school. Is it passing? Is it recess? Is it lunch? So on and so forth. So those are 3 things we'll be working on for next year. And we did have, as you guys can see here, our first case of harassment, intimidation, and bullying that occurred this month. That's pretty usual in the first month of school. Kids are squirrely, forget that school has different rules.
Also, you probably noticed the enrollment, right? We're below 500, so I'll just speak to that real quick. So the incoming kindergarten class is 10 less than last year's graduating 8th grade class, so that kind of put us like 10 behind right off the bat. And then, for whatever reason, I feel like right as school was starting up, a few days before school, we had, a few students or parents decide that they were going to homeschool their kids. So, there's really nothing, you can do about that. We continue to, showcase our wonderful programming, our great school, but, due to individual, values or whatever, they're choosing as, we had some homeschool, of course, we had a few move out of district. We just didn't have as many move into the district yet. But as the year goes on, that's typically when we'll hopefully start to climb back up with move-ins or, with trends to see how that goes. So just a little explanation of, 488 below the 500 mark.
And one thing I just, so I realize on field hockey, Mrs. Eckert has a girl that is in our district, but goes to school at Northwest Christian School.
Mm-hmm.
Are homeschoolers allowed to play on our sports teams?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Sadie and yeah. Okay.
So typically, if the school they go to doesn't offer that athletic program, they're welcome to play for their home district.
Is that at the superintendent or the discretion?
So that's kind of code like statute.
Yeah, that was updated years ago.
Yeah.
It is not at the superintendent's discretion.
Okay.
Obviously,
So if they
it's-
want to sign up, they can sign up.
right. As long as they're in, good standing, they're not a discipline issue
Right,
on the
right.
athletic field. It's like then we would have discretion, but
Right.
yeah, they're welcome to participate in athletics.
No, I actually was asking because a few years ago I had a friend who was homeschooling and she told me that she asked for her children to play sports here and she was told no because she's a homeschooler, she couldn't play. So then when I saw Riley and Ange, I was like, oh, And you're right, you do have 2 homeschoolers as well, so I just wanted to clarify that.
I don't know when that would have happened, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a few years ago, because they brought up to me, I wasn't board president, I know, so they brought up to me then, and I was like, I guess you can't play with that.
But I just worry, I mean, I'm happy that they're playing, but like the numbers, we have 41 girls. So that means everybody gets 2 quarters. We're there for 8 and they play 2. Which, you know, it's fine, but you can't have a real competitive team on the varsity level that way.
They're coached by Lori Ecker and Caroline.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You should have seen these girls in their first game.
Oh my God. Frankfurt girls, they go on the High Point and they're like, you know,
Yeah.
rocking it up there too. Yep.
I was just watching. Pretty impressive.
Okay, thank you, principals. Oh, do you have something, Mr. Wilson?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Second? Second. All right. Do we have a public comment? Motion to close public comment? Executive session. We need to go in executive session?
Yeah. Oh, no, we don't, we do that.
Sure. The negotiations update, I don't think we're going to do because it would be Caitlin who already knows about it. Jesse is actually not conflicted for negotiations. He would be conflicted for contracts for Mr. Lassard and Mr. Newman. But it would make, Jamie and Kate would have to leave, so it's really not enough people, so that's fine. We'll just cross that off.
And there's really no
Does
personnel,
anybody need to
so.
go
Yeah,
into
it's not.
executive session about the hearing? Or did you read it?
No.
Yeah, okay. Motion to not go into executive session.
Right, just not,
You don't have anything, right, Mr. Lassard?
no, nothing that, what's on the agenda, there's no real discussions necessary.
So that brings us to the board committee section. So communications and public relations, we have some monthly activities coming up in October. The 6th through the 10th is the week of restart. 10/7, fire prevention day. 10/13, we have school closed, teacher and service day. 10/14 is the 8th grade tour at High Point. 10/14, there's a PTA meeting, police court PTA. 10/23 to 10/31 is Red Ribbon Week. 10/27. That's a long week. Is that 2 weeks? 10/23 to 10/31, or am I just like?
Oh, so Red Ribbon Week is always regardless of the day. The week is the 23rd to the 31st. So,
Oh, it's like a full week,
It's
not a
like-
school.
right,
Okay.
yeah, that's just like the way Red Ribbon Week does it. It's always the 23rd to the 31st. Yes.
10/27 is the October Board of Ed meeting. And 10/31 on a Friday is Halloween, so the sugar crash on November 1st is on the parents. this
It's a
year, not on the
Friday.
teachers.
It's a Friday.
Rachel's gonna be crazy.
Get
Ready?
ready.
On a Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't go trick or treating until 3:30 anyway, and we have the parade for the little ones.
My kids don't get off the bus until 3:15.
I wish we could do that.
We're the
Can we
last.
put
I mean, if
that
the
up?
board wants to make a motion, then
Yeah,
we
can
can go with dismissal, like, we're not gonna argue with you.
My birthday.
So then that was it. All right, but then let's, all right.
Me too.
This actually might be a discussion.
No, I'm actually
I'm
in discussion
serious.
about it.
Because Nick doesn't even get off the bus till 3:45,
Yeah,
3:50. And
normally
it starts at 3.
Parents are
And
picking
it's
their
all
kids
counts as a
up at
day.
the end of the
3:30,
day, which
yeah.
causes chaos outside.
It's so Branchville trick or treating is 3:30 to 5:30 with the 6 o'clock parade, right?
Yep.
The school day could dismiss at 12:45. If you guys want to do it, that's fine. I'm with whatever the majority.
It won't hurt us, right? It won't
No,
hurt us.
No,
it
No.
still counts.
It counts a day.
Same difference as like a regular early dismissal or delayed opening, we still got our
One
4
thing
plus
I want to
hours
put
in.
out there, just putting this out there, guys. In November, you hardly have school. So you have teacher convention off, you have 3 half days during conferences, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have a half day before Thanksgiving, and you're off Thanksgiving. So November, they're hardly in school. And I understand the busing issue. My kids don't get off until 4 o'clock, but I feel like a lot of the younger kids, because of the parade, they get picked up anyway at the dismissal. And I'm not saying that Halloween is going to be this great educational day either. I totally understand that. But I'm thinking, But I'm also thinking about like the logistics of the parents, because that now makes the
That is-
parade
that is-
at 11 a.m., right? The parade, or
Like
11:30.
That's the only-
Probably 12.
12. So as a working parent, I just want to throw out there that that becomes more of a hardship. Because you're out at 12, you're at 12, and you have a hardship there. And you have a lot of half days in November and a lot of days off in November. And our Christmas break, we have Monday, half day Tuesday, and we are out until January 5th. Just saying, guys.
It's a great winter break.
It is. I mean.
The way
I
calendar
would take
Okay,
felt
January
perfect.
5th, I'm gonna be like, get
Together.
on the bus.
I'm fine with it.
Majority of you, however you wanna do it, but I'm just considering like the working parent, that's tough. It's a lot of days of asking your employer to be out early and out. It's a lot of days. November is a tough month. December will be a tough month as well for a non-education working parent with all of those days for Christmas break. I'm not saying it's a highly educational day on Halloween. I'm not. I'm not, but I'm just saying.
I'll make a motion to put it up.
Unless it's like, I don't know,
Especially last minute on the calendar. That's the other thing.
correct, but we're giving them we're giving them more than 30 days.
I'm just saying that I think it's a hardship to some parents.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go both ways.
It's gonna go both
Definitely going
ways.
to be a hardship for some, but it's actually going to make it easier for others.
No matter
Do you
what,
see any
it's always 50.
concerns in the
Some
building,
people
staff,
it's gonna be a
want
hardship,
anything like
some
that?
people it's gonna benefit.
What do you guys think? Like, as a staff, like, honestly.
I mean, I think the staff would like it. I think personally I'd like it. I have young kids. I know Dave does too. But I mean, you have to think of everyone. But
I mean, can we ask rainfall representatives, strictly because the buses have to go through town at some point? And town does get,
The road
Well,
gets
then
shut
it'd be
down
better
at
off for half
3
day
o'clock.
because 3 o'clock they start to.
At 3 o'clock. They're shutting it down at 3 o'clock, yeah. So you're gonna have
We're gonna have a bussing issue.
a bushing issue anyway, yeah.
How does that work every year though? Every year when it's on a weekday.
There's probably just waiting for the bus to pass through to close it.
No.
When trick or treating starts is 3:30. I mean, you have to get the buses out on time. That's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah, they're usually through there by like 3:10.
I'm just throwing out there other
anyways,
information. Then yay, at 12:45 dismissal, the staff will love it, and like some parents will love it, but some parents, and if you
I think it would benefit.
Me too.
you have to serve lunch that day, because I heard at back to
Oh,
school
we
night,
are.
the only lunch day, only non-lunch days.
the last day of school.
Yeah, so I would serve, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely.
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
it.
they
Yeah,
still do.
yeah, that's still on the
Yeah.
calendar.
Put it up for a vote.
You guys decide, because I mean,
I'm good with it.
We have a motion.
I'm good.
Jesse made the motion. I don't know who seconded it.
I did.
Oh, good dope.
I am hesitantly in favor.
I'm a no.
I mean, I really didn't matter at this point, but I'm a yes.
We'll get the updated calendar out
I feel like
tomorrow.
school needs to be fun again.
Wait, who was?
Well, fun
who
in
was the
school,
total?
not fun getting you out of school, and then you have a ton of half days and days off in November and December.
But that's every year.
But that's you guys voted, so it's fine. I'm not a sore loser.
Showing everyone.
Everyone, I voted no.
There's a
Your face
lot
says
of,
otherwise.
yeah, there's a lot of districts going for 4-day school weeks, a lot of districts, so. Yeah, there's a lot.
They're gonna stop making holidays so close together.
Right.
Stop
That's
doing
the problem.
Yeah, because you get like nothing.
You have Halloween right into Thanksgiving, right into Christmas, New Year.
4-day school week.
I mean, this isn't like an every year thing. This is a 1-year exception, I think.
Yeah, like try it out this
on
year.
Friday.
Kind of like back to school night. We tried it out this year and we'll,
If it doesn't work, we don't have to do it.
I think because it's a Friday, it's one thing,
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
But
do it.
I would not do it.
Any other- no.
Oh,
Yeah,
have you
good
done
point.
it?
a Friday.
That's a great point.
I'm just saying, yeah, because it's a Friday, just, I mean, they come through Branchville at 3:40, Nick Guest comes down on his bus to come to Wannaja, so.
No, with all the other districts coming in and everything.
Kids from all over.
Everyone.
I think, because that's my opinion, because it's a Friday, that's why I
We're gonna have to
agree
start
with you.
putting our foot down and,
If it was a different
only
day.
Frankfurt and Brentford.
Okay.
So
I'll show you.
Everyone
You
else
got a
has to,
bracelet.
everyone else has to pay.
Yeah.
Pick up your bracelet at the school.
Dr. Mealy, Dr. Mealy, do you have an update for curriculum and policy? Mr. Sylvester. We're trying to get through this meeting fast. There's only 5 of
It's
us.
moving
I
very
lost a vote.
smoothly.
I'm bitter. Let's move on. Mr. Sylvester.
I'm taking out on this.
Yes.
I'll keep it.
I hope you have good news. Say something
I'll keep
great.
it short and sweet. Even though Kevin took some of my information. So countywide in service day, we have, as Kevin said, it's the first of 3 workshops we're doing for grades 6 through 10 teachers with the High Point region. So it'll be all the sending districts, we're all coming together to have a conversation about how we are, what's happening and what we're doing for our students on that vertical spectrum. So I'm really excited for that first day up there. We have somebody coming to talk about the next generation science standards, who's a certified NGSS educator. So she's going to come up and be doing professional development, so that should help our scores on science, because we're really working on those science scores. And then we have 6 sessions for our countywide in-service day, which is actually not countywide anymore. We have people coming from Washington County, Morris County, as far down as Lincoln Park, who are coming up here to our in-service day. So it's getting bigger than just county. But we'll have art teachers, band teachers, health and PE, world language, and our educational technology room is offering both a in-person and a virtual option with a company, Thor Labs, who put us in touch with Spark Photonix. Yep, it's all about light and waves, like light waves and particle waves, and how, like, almost like a quantum physics sort of piece in here that they'll bring down into as low as 6th grade ed tech, and they'll give us some free resources and access to a grant where we can potentially have access for this for our students, but they'll be giving us a nice presentation. I'm actually looking forward to that. And the rest of our staff will be here in the building doing professional development in all areas of curriculum, from math to English, some professional development plan for some of our online programs that we use this way. They'll get all the updates at the beginning of the year and all that sort of stuff. As of this morning, I had 64 people registered from outside of the county.
Outside of the county?
Outside of our school district.
Oh. I was like, wow, they're coming from
For our
far.
It really is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. But if you're all come by, because the Cuban food truck will be here, so you can come and get some food truck.
Oh, that's cool.
They're gonna be supporting, like a dime to donate for our scholarship committee.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's our day for October.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I love the High Point thing too. It's great.
It's coming up.
What do we do for like the kids that go to tech? Like, I know we have like a couple, I don't know, a few times a year, it's like visit High Point. Do we ever get like a visit VOTech, or like does VOTech come here to like
Tech
sell their
comes here.
programs?
Yep, Tech comes here and does an hour, 2-hour presentation about each program.
They
What
just,
about Blair Academy?
Spoke John come?
A lot of questions today.
No. Just Sussex Tech and High Point.
Okay, policy reviews. So we have the first and second readings on a couple of policies. So I know the last time the footwear guidance was a hot topic that we spent a lot of time on, and I don't really want to spend more than like 3 minutes on it. That's insurance driven. Our insurance is exponentially increasing. If that's one thing that like we don't have to worry about, I don't think it's in discrimination of slide shoes. It's just the safety of the footwear. So that's on a first reading?
So, yeah, we had the discussion last month, but forgot to put the resolutions in there. So we had the discussion. Our bylaws and allow us to do a first and second reading at once. So I figured since we've already had the discussion, we're gonna do the first and second reading, because otherwise we would
So I
have
will
been
tell you
doing
that back
second
to
reading.
school night, I looked at everyone's shoes. I did find one that was wearing a flip-flop type sandalish shoe. Everyone else was, no, I just noted, I'm just like, But I'm assuming when this policy is enacted, you will send an email out to the staff so that
So-
everyone understands the guidelines.
It was already discussed at the in-service day before school even started, so.
Well,
They
girl
were-
was at back to school night, I looked at her shoes and I thought to myself, and now you know, it's one of my
Right.
kids' teachers.
And like we told the staff,
Was not Mrs.
we're not gonna be the shoe police, you know, we're not the shoe police, you know, but they know this. If something happens due to them wearing that footwear, we are not responsible.
Oh, okay, I like that better.
I was just gonna say, couldn't you do a waiver, like, I'm waiving my, like, I wanna wear these shoes, so
That
I'm
doesn't hold
waiving my right to medical assistance.
I don't think anyone would say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the other one, is the second reading, the one that I was considering, the second reading of the non-residents. So at the meeting before, we talked about the non-residents and the fee that we would charge. So that's teachers bringing their students from out of district in. We talked about the fee, but then when we read it, I had a different memory of what the discussion was. If you remember, Jamie, you were like, 300 sounds like a lot, like we should do 250, but we also had discussed, going ahead and making it like a biannual check on that, not biannual, every other year check on that cost. Like the board doesn't have to raise it, but they could look at it, they could even lower it if the board had decided at that point.
That's only
But that's
300
not in there.
one time, right? Like,
For the whole year.
it's not money.
So it was a different, so when this came on second reading and I looked at this, like, I just wanted to make sure you guys, is that what you want? $300 and there's no check of it? That's how it reads right now. But the discussion was actually, and we had talked about it last meeting, I think Chelsea had the same memory as me, a couple people, that it was $250 with a check every other year, a board check every other year. So you guys tell me if you want to approve the second reading as is, 300, no check in, not next year, the next year?
Oh,
Or,
so you're
What do you
saying,
mean by
so
no
you thought it was 250 and then a check every 2 years, but this currently says 300 and doesn't say anything about the check.
yes. And then we discussed it like last meeting and it
Yeah,
was
'cause I
like,
was
what
at
did you
that
guys,
meeting 2
yeah,
meetings ago,
what did you
yeah.
guys remember? And I was like,
Yeah.
Jamie said at the end, like, oh wait, this is only once a year, then I'm fine with 300. But we had all came to 250 and then we came to checking every other year. But I think it just came out
Well, we
differently.
can check every other anyway, whether it's in there or not.
Right. You can check any policy you want.
Right.
You can open it up every year if you want, every policy that we have on the books.
But I mean, let's face it, like, I'm not gonna be on the school board forever, neither is anybody, so it's just a policy in there to let
Really, Maggie?
future school
But you're not
boards.
gonna be a president?
Girl, I'm not even gonna be president in January, I'm telling you, I'm gonna sit back.
We could make it something that's approved every year, like every year at
Can we
budget
just,
time or.
Yeah.
Oh,
At
yeah,
the
It's
end
not,
of the
it's not like
meeting.
a moneymaker, but like, you know, obviously, but it's just something to check.
recoup something, yeah.
I say stick with the 300.
You wanna add a check, or you wanna
I would like to add
I would
that it be discussed.
every other year?
Yeah.
Or every
Every
year
year.
budget?
Every year.
Every, now?
Well, I mean, we don't have to raise it every year, but look at it
No,
every
I
year,
mean,
because you
like,
don't know
just
what
to
our budget is.
discuss, like, is everyone still okay with,
Right,
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be like a huge.
so let's revise that one, so that second reading, Mr. Lassard, is gonna be a no. As
We'll
is,
come
right?
back for another second reading.
Okay.
Come up with some
Who
language.
in theory would be the one that would be like, okay, we have to check this year to make sure that we do it?
Both
You're
of
gonna
us.
set a reminder in your calendar?
Yeah, we probably would talk about it at
Budget
budget time.
season.
yeah.
Right.
I just don't wanna be in violation of the policy, to like forget about
just say it can be added, it can be checked annually for that matter. and then
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can-
Yeah.
Subject to board resolution for adjustment or something.
Okay.
I'll come up with some language to add in there.
Do you have an update on the technology planning, Mr. Lasage?
So we met as administration last week. Daryl, our IT master, he's been talking with me a lot about different needs we have, the infrastructure. We're currently working on replacing servers, replacing our access points, but these are funded through E-rate. What is not funded through E-rate are all of our computers, our wiring throughout the building, laptops and all that for the staff, not just the Chromebooks we deal with every year. So I asked them, because these are all very big ticket items and we're already trying to figure out a multi-year plan to get servers and stuff updated, I asked them to start building a new technology plan so we can get an idea get back on track with the cycles of replacements of items. So teacher laptops are at 4 years old right now. Trying to push those to 5 years, maybe 6 if we had to, but I'm trying to get 1 extra year if we possibly can. But the idea is let's look at everything we need so that way I can get a multi-year approach to this because I can't do it all in one shot and it's not something that can be done at the last minute. It needs to be looked at because a lot of these things I'll have to finance over 2 or 3 years. So I got to figure out what's the best scenario to make it happen. It's pretty much how I've been doing it since I've been here and it's worked out pretty well, but you can't just suddenly gulp $80,000 in replacements in one shot. So we gotta. So either way, we're at the early stages. I asked them to just start reorganizing the inventory and how long things have been in service, so that way we can get on track.
Does any of the technology planning address, like in the classrooms, outlets and things like that to plug in Chromebooks and charge computers? It was brought up to me like in a discussion on back to school night. One of the teachers was like, "Oh, well, I only have like this one outlet over here," and there is some sort of strip in the back of the classroom, but it's not an outlet strip for charging. Do we consider that kind of technology and like application of the kids being able to charge all these devices?
That would probably be something I have to talk to like principals and see. Maybe they find out from staff. It'd be kind of
Technology, is that like a capital improvement?
well that
Like
yes and no. I mean,
Yeah.
part of it is what is our electric service capacity, our circuits in the classrooms. But
So Dave gave a
there's
great,
different options.
when we met with the middle school to discuss, the flaws, one of the things was our devices, our, technology. And Dave said it beautifully. He's like, kids, you plug in your cell phones at night, you plug in your,
Yeah.
Your-
Do our Chromebooks like whatever do they hold a charge all day?
Yep. Oh yeah, for fully, even like 50%. But the kids that come in like, oh, it's first period and
Yeah, no,
I don't have battery.
I'm sure there's some almost have like a no charging policy to try to teach accountability.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, my building, they die for like 20 minutes, so they need to charge all day. Okay, so then that's not really a problem then.
And the majority of the kids are good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the K-4s, they don't take theirs home. They're on the cart. They charge up overnight, so it's really a 5 through 8. But the feedback is the majority of them are doing a good job of charging them up. So
I've never seen Greenlee charge hers once.
I've never seen it.
She's the kid that needs the outlet.
I guess she's got enough juice. She's got enough juice daily.
All right, so the finance, physical plant, and transportation, Mr. Lassard, what is PE OSHA?
PE OSHA. So we had a surprise check by PE OSHA. What that is, it's OSHA but for public employers. So public employer OSHA. It's still OSHA, part of OSHA, but
Yeah.
I don't know why they created a subset. But anyhow, they've making rounds through all the school districts in the county. So they just showed up one afternoon. Walked around throughout the building, checked all of our books, inspected the boiler rooms and everything.
Books?
Yeah, or like safety
Like
books.
maintenance logs.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant in the
Yeah,
library.
safety logs.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Safety logs. Overall, it was a very good report. They had asked, Brian to update some of the protocols for, safety, how to handle different equipment, just to update those things in the format he wanted, which he's done. So at this point, we're just waiting for a final report. I think he has to submit some summary form, which is not done yet, but overall, it was a very good visit. So
Yeah.
just making their way through.
We had a fire drill on September 5th and a school security drill on September 8th, and tomorrow is the bus evacuation drill I saw.
So tomorrow's drill is just gonna be like literally the kids walking off of the bus like the normal way. And then the one we do in the spring will be the rear
Oh.
evacuation. So
So they just get off the bus.
they get off in an orderly fashion, they stand on the curb without their backpacks or anything, and then they get back on the bus. And then the spring is the fun one where they hop out of the back.
That's cool. All right, so we have a consent agenda now. Go through it. Can I have a motion? Well, be it resolved that the Franklin Township Board of Education accept the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to approve the above identified regular agenda items number 2025-0922-03 through 2025-0922-22. Motion to.
Second.
Okay, Adam.
Yes, but I'm gonna abstain on 17 specifically the conduct and dress.
You gonna abstain on 17, you said?
She likes the slide sheets. Caitlin Fredo.
Yes.
Jesse Vaughn. Jamie Armando.
I actually have to abstain from 3 and 4. I wasn't here in August. Actually, I'm with Kate and I'm going to abstain as well from 17.
And Mandy's a yes.
Okay.
Lost my shoe, see? As I said it, it was fine.
Well, be careful walking out the door.
Yeah.
Wait, let her reverse that.
Yeah.
No.
Motion to open public comment. Any public? Yes, Mrs. Eckert.
Oh, well, then you don't have to.
Just a concern I have. I appreciate that the administration and the civil staff fixed the tennis court nets to see what we're at, and also took any loose materials up, but we were informed that we will not be able to use it next year, the tennis court. Administration said that we're not able to, is that due to insurance or something?
There's, insurance and just beyond repair. And it's very costly, as you know. We just don't have that money to
But
fix
you're
it.
actually safe for now, because you guys, like, you took off the new stuff and it's been a year. So I'm just wondering, did the insurance company actually come to you and said,
They've asked us, they've said we really should be no longer used, not just because the fabric was loose, but the cracks and so forth. So it's full of cracks, but yeah, the fabric was lifting up as well.
and you've really taken care of that part, that's really like address anything loose or nobody gets that.
Yeah, I mean, the cracks are also a concern for catching a toe. I know it seems ridiculous. I mean, I get it. But when you're talking about,
Like tennis is a light sport now with pickleball, and like they try to incorporate, and it's a sport that like some kids that may not be the most athletic in terms of basketball, can find success in doing, and it's a lifetime sport, and it's in every single grade, from first to eighth, doesn't do it. So now you're taking away a teaching station that's gonna leave us shorthanded. We appreciate that for this year, but looking down the road, we'd like to, is there any way, I know Jesse talked to you about sealing it, you doing anything, I don't know.
yeah.
Is there grants?
So every time we look at grants, they're about $20,000. With the estimates we've had for tennis courts, we're talking $500,000 to $700,000. And for me, I've just never been able to
Find that money.
to
anywhere.
justify doing that for the tennis courts versus
Is
the building.
is there like a modified tennis court option? Like, could it just be?
That's what I'm thinking, is there
Pavement?
something we can kind of fill it in and go over
If
top
the
and
crack
maybe.
stop filled, would it?
Like,
I mean,
fill and
you're
seal?
talking a patch job that
Nick Siverdan talked
every
about
5
doing
years.
asphalt at one point that they couldn't even get access to that. But I mean, that's not ideal, obviously, but it's better than.
I mean, also we should run it by the insurance company
Yeah.
first, because
You'd hate to do something when they say you
Right,
still
or
can't
just
use it.
resurface the basketball court at Franklin Park. I wonder what that costs. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
I
I
wonder
don't know what that costs.
if we can like, I don't
Mr. Miller, do you know what it costs to do the basketball court at?
I mean, maybe if the town wants to give us a grant.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Looks amazing.
The township, I mean, if you do the township possibly try to, I hate to see them go completely wrong.
Right, because the town doesn't have
I
tennis
wonder,
courts out there.
could we reach out to the YMCA?
Wait, Branchville doesn't have the tennis courts, but
Branchville does, but Frankfurt does, like Frankfurt Park does, it has like all
Oh,
the.
but I feel like they're
And then
completely
it would be like,
accessible to
oh,
anybody.
donated by the YMCA.
Yeah.
The only problem with that
The
is we
benefit
have
to it is
access to
mostly-
it during the day, and if they were gonna be using it, other people have to issue that. I just think that, like I said, the township doesn't have it, and Branchville has tennis courts, that maybe together, something could possibly be done, you know, without a huge cost, as I agree with you, $500,000 to $700,000, nobody's coming up with
I
that.
feel like Birchville would tell you to use their tennis courts. I don't think that they would pay for it, to be honest.
Oh, Branchville would have definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not saying Branchville, they're gonna have their own.
yeah.
Yeah.
Frankfurt does, yeah.
But can anybody use Branchville? Like, I can go in.
Yeah.
Sounds like my friend's gonna stay out there.
Just reserve them every day. It's 12:45.
Well, they have to run that.
No, I get what you're saying, but maybe we could look to see if we could find anything, but I can't promise you because it looks like.
Are there modified nets that you could put up in like the parking lot to create a similar environment? I mean, it wouldn't be fencing, but.
Like the
you know what I'm saying?
pickleball and the.
Yeah.
But the similar thing, I think if it's gonna be asphalt, it, Nick said they could easily do that.
Yeah.
Right, just go over with a thin something, I mean, to me. I mean, I know
Just
you got
resurface.
one, ideally, the whole thing should be ripped out.
I'm just gonna interject. Sometimes Nick says things that aren't always 100%.
So getting asphalt, he said, oh, we always do asphalt.
And then sometimes he makes decisions based on one person versus one of the five. So I know he says a lot of things, just maybe some of them we haven't heard.
But I do appreciate you consistently asking about the tennis courts, Mrs. Eckert, because as long as I've been here, I completely agree.
It's a lifetime sport, and pickleball now is huge, you're gonna get two pickleball courts or something, but I'll go to the township.
Well, I got two texts out, so 5,100 to redo the basketball court.
Wow, that's not much at all.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Resurface and line.
You would need four then, so if you want to go forward, like 20 grand, that's a lot.
Well, we don't really have that.
No,
But
but.
we could fundraise that.
Oh, yeah.
Grant.
The
Grant,
PTA,
grant.
$20,000
PTA, you can
grant.
fundraise through
But
the PTA.
obviously, if we do something cheap versus the 500 to 700 to get it done right.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
Tennis court, we'll raise money for
okay.
I mean, that's great information. So like, I suggest we, you know,
I mean,
reach out
yeah,
to our-
it depends on
if-
how professional you want it
if
done.
we
At
did
point,
this,
you'd
would it be okay?
Well, this is
Yeah,
what you need to, this is what you need to meet, a minimum code standard. So what is the
Right.
minimum that the insurance company would say, this improvement to this surface would allow us to feel comfortable instead of the insurance company?
Now,
saying,
here's one key. There's a difference between township and school. Now, this is bigger, but at township level, they have a much higher threshold for prevailing wage. So they could get a local contractor to do things. We have a $2,000 threshold for prevailing wage, which more than doubles the cost. Guaranteed off the bat, more than doubles the cost. Now, that being said, you know, we're talking 4 tennis courts versus 2. I mean, we're not going to just surface a small square in there and turn it into 2 pickleball courts. We have a giant tennis court pad that would need repair. They have different types of repairs. They have, you know, stone dust overlay, pave on top of that, and you're just building up on it. But the underlying cracks eventually work their way through the whole surface. So that's usually where it's, do you want to spend $100,000 now and then another $100,000 in another 5 years, or you want to spend $500,000? What that would happen is we would probably pull the fences down and see about turning it into some other type of space. No, some other type of recreational space or a practice field or something else that is more usable. Obviously, the tennis courts are not great right now. So,
Private company and the original quote was 7,000. whoever you have negotiate and negotiate for us,
Yeah.
you can have Sharon reach out to Katie.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Motion to close public comment? Okay, so other items for the good of the order, I totally forgot, we need to complete our governance training, so if you haven't, please do it. There's a lot of us. We'd also,
Can you remind us if we didn't, but I'm pretty sure.
want to congratulate our board member Chelsea, she had her baby girl, this month, so she's not here because she's babying. The PTA Tricky Tray is November 15th. Please see your classes or your grade level. They are doing baskets, support the baskets. If you can donate a basket from your family or whatever you can do in your spouse's name, they would love to get it. Do you have something about the Tricky Tray?
No, I forgot to mention in my principal's report that we are having our first Community Day 75th anniversary celebration meeting on October 16th. If you know anybody that wants to sign up, there's a link.
Yeah, I had a lot of people at back to school night. They're like, "Oh, I signed up through that link. I signed up through that link." Then you're like, "Oh, we got 5 people," and I literally counted 7 that told me, and I know I did too.
We got 12.
Um,
We're up to 12.
and everybody's included in that, or you're picking people?
No, it's the community.
I didn't get anything about it, and I signed up through that link. Do you have me on there?
There was a link.
No.
I got it.
Yeah. No, I signed up through the link. Did you get anything, or you?
Yeah.
I didn't
got
get it, and I signed up through that link.
I'll take
I
it.
figured you didn't want me, and I was like,
I didn't
"Well,
see your-
never mind."
Maybe an ethics violation.
Okay, can I bring something up?
Well,
Oh, yeah, no,
October
that's
16th.
fine.
I'm okay.
October 16th, 3:30 Zoom.
That's fine.
It's my half birthday. It's a great day.
Are we gonna put your name up on the board?
Yeah.
I just have one more thing, Caitlin, before you go. 8th grade graduation. This is another one Mrs. Eckert has asked about. Bringing 8th grade graduation back to the courtyard. Are we scheduled with the pavilion already somewhere? Or what is our plan for 8th grade graduation? Or we're still doing the,
We're
Still
doing
using the
Richards
fairgrounds.
building, And again, last year proved as to why I feel strongly that we need to keep it there. Again, if we didn't have the pavilion and then also the Richards building, we would have been canceled in, without a doubt, in High Point. Taking that risk of that severe storm would have been the right thing to do if you had, let's say, the 300 people coming, that phone call would have came out at 2 o'clock. And then guess what? It didn't even ring. You know what I mean? Just because you would not have been able to take the chance.
And
of
High Point
everybody.
wouldn't even let us in that day, if you remember.
I agree.
That's right, you called me.
But I think through that experience, like getting the setup in the Richards building, even though we didn't need it, let us see that if we did have to go inside to the, like,
Every single person that was in that livestock pavilion was more than fit.
Yep.
So,
I asked for you, Stephanie.
I'm sorry.
Is there any way that you
So
could, is there any way that you could play here, and then if there's any risk of rain, go over?
If there, that'd be redundant, in my opinion, because you're having our staff set up 2 areas when there's only really need for one.
They graduate from, I mean, they went to school here, that's all. I get it, easier and money better.
What about, didn't we used to have it inside though?
Yeah,
If it rained, we were on the seat.
if it rained, no, they would call it by like 2 o'clock. So if there's any like threat,
Right.
then we had High Point as the backup.
Oh, I thought we had the.
And this year, when we called High Point, they couldn't even
Right, I
allow us
get
in.
that, but if we had the Richards building as the backup, then by 2 o'clock, you could say, okay, we're not having it here, we're gonna set up everything, that's all.
I just wanted to point out the Sussex County NJSBA meeting is on October 6th at Farmstead. It's a free meal. I'd love to have some company because I always go and it's really good and I always have to hang out with all the High Point people. So it would be nice to have some Frankfurt people come and join me. So
That's
if
a
you're able to
Monday?
go, I think it's a Monday. Yeah, October 6th. You can sign up. It should be in your email. It comes from Rob Sarah, who's like the event guy. And they're really informative and you get a really good meal. So you can also
Where
sign
is
up, remote,
Farmstead.
do a remote option also. It's at Farmstead. Yeah. 6 o'clock if you go in person and 6:45 if you go online. Yeah. So come join me.
Sorry, I'm bringing up Halloween again. Is there any way that you could let all of the kids like participate instead of just
No.
the little kids?
All right, moving on.
Jesus.
It's too much, and it's always been the little kids. You graduate out of it at 4th grade. That's the tradition, right, Mrs. Eckert?
Well, we already broke the tradition. Graduating.
I'm just saying, they're all kids. They're all kids. They're all kids.
I mean, obviously, last Halloween was my
It'd be a
first
lot,
time here,
I
so I know every
think,
school
for the
does it
whole
differently. So 5th through 8th grade, weren't they like parade routes? They're like parade route supervisors. I mean, if a 5th through 8th grader wants to wear a costume while doing that, I mean,
They can work costumes now, they can't, right?
I don't know.
They just don't parade around the school.
They just don't do the lap, or the 2 laps.
Well, I think what you have to think of too is, Caitlin, that brings all the parents, right? So parents who just have middle schoolers now are going to come as well. Where do you park? Where do you stand?
I'm
Like,
not coming to
the logistics of that. Like,
Walk to town.
It was just a question.
yeah, I think it's just, that's too much. Is Nicholas on?
No,
Oh.
a lot of the parents were just asking, like, why can't the kids in middle school do it when they're coming here to see the younger kids anyway? And then they're taking their other ones. So that's why.
I mean, I have that situation, but not everyone does, right?
Then it could be hard too, because a lot of kids may not dress up in the others, and then just walking.
Right.
And now that we have so many half days, I feel like they could use a little more instructional time.
They're not even getting instruction.
I feel like there's any instruction on Halloween on a Friday.
No, I don't believe that. I'm just trying to.
Honestly, it's movies and it's keeping the energy level down.
Yes.
Honestly.
I'm gonna be an anonymous member on Facebook and I'm gonna be like, what is this Halloween half day? Watch it.
Don't worry, we'll let you do it anyway.
Anonymous member. You'll all know it's me.
Motion for adjourn.
Anyone else? Motion- Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Just kidding. I really
After that, I'm gonna.
Don't lie, you're not kidding.
She's
Is that
definitely.
you?
don't care. There's way too many